How to make gluten-free sourdough bread. Are you ready to master the art of gluten-free sourdough bread? This unique baking technique can yield delicious results, even without gluten. Let's break down the process step by step. First, you will need to create a sourdough starter. This is a mixture of gluten-free flour and water that captures wild yeast and bacteria from the air. For your starter, choose gluten-free flours like brown rice flour or sorghum flour. Feed your starter every day by discarding half and adding fresh flour and water. This keeps your starter lively and ready to work. Next, prepare your preferment, also known as levain. Combine a portion of your active starter with more gluten-free flour and water. Let this mixture rest in a warm spot for several hours until it becomes bubbly. This step is essential for developing flavor and ensuring that your dough will rise properly. Now it is time to mix your dough. Combine the preferment with additional gluten-free flour, water, and salt. Unlike traditional doughs, gluten-free dough does not require kneading. Simply mix until you achieve a cohesive and slightly sticky dough. You may need to adjust the water or flour to get the right consistency. Once mixed, let your dough undergo bulk fermentation. Place it in a covered bowl at room temperature. Expect this fermentation to take anywhere from 3 to 6 hours. Gluten-free sourdough rises more slowly than wheat-based dough, so do not be surprised if it does not double in size. This step is all about flavor development. After bulk fermentation, it is time to shape your dough. Handle it gently, as gluten-free dough can be delicate. Shape it into a round or oval loaf and place it on parchment paper or in a proofing basket dusted with rice flour to prevent sticking. Next comes the final proofing. Cover your shaped dough and let it rise for another hour or more. This step allows the dough to relax and rise slightly before baking. Keep in mind that gluten-free sourdough will not rise as much as traditional bread, but it is still important for achieving the right texture. Now let's talk about baking. Preheat your oven along with a baking vessel, such as a Dutch oven, to create a steamy environment. Carefully transfer your dough into the hot vessel. Score the top with a sharp blade to control how it expands during baking. Bake covered for the first part of the process, then remove the lid for the final minutes to achieve a golden crust. A typical baking temperature is between 425 and 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 to 60 minutes. Once baked, allow your bread to cool completely on a wire rack before slicing. This cooling period helps the crumb set and improves the overall texture. Here are a few practical tips to keep in mind. Use a digital scale for precise measurements. Maintain a warm and draft-free environment for fermentation. You might want to experiment with different gluten-free flour blends to find your favorite flavor and texture. Adding a small amount of baking powder can help with oven spring, but this is optional. Remember, gluten-free sourdough requires less hands-on time than traditional sourdough, since there is no need for stretching and folding. By following these steps and making adjustments based on your specific conditions, you can create a delightful gluten-free sourdough bread that showcases your advanced home baking skills. Happy baking!